Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we are looking at the next section, which is actually gallery within GrooveFunnels. To access the gallery, you need to go to block, and you can do this from the design blocks, which means they are designed, and wireframes means, well, they are not designed. We can navigate to the gallery section to get different templates right here. So in terms of editing, there's not going to be too much editing in this section. I'm only covering things that are related to gallery. Gallery is actually not very dynamic at the moment, so they won't be very interactive at the moment, but I will show you what you need to know about gallery and how these different sort of things work and what you can expect from the gallery section within Groove. It actually does look nice. You can add different designs to it. It's not perfect. I'm sure as we go more down the line, these things will be more interactive. At the moment, these are static pages, and what that means is if we select this, select the image and go configure and just select something like a picture of me here, and then you can see that this only takes up the image of this section. If you wanted to make this bigger, then you need to go 100 and go 100 here as well. It can't actually get any bigger because the height of this is not the same length as this. To make this bigger, you can do this, but it'll zoom in. But what that does, it creates a problem for the next block. So what we're going to do, actually set this back to auto, and that will set the picture to the center. Now you can see these images actually get smaller on the screen, and people can't actually see as well what they are. So this is where we may have a problem of people not being able to look at what some things are, especially if it's small. Something like a screenshot from Facebook may be harder to notice on a mobile device like this. So you can see they don't really look very good, and that's because the image size needs to be this same for them to work well. So if we go back here, you can see if I do this instead, go with this image and then go with the second image that I have here. So if I go these two images right here, you can see these two work perfectly well together because they are the same height. So usually if something looks weird, you need to resize the images in galleries. So I'll show you how to do that. So if I select something like this and press choose image, and this is the image that's been selected right now, so you can immediately change the sizing here. So I can do 1,000 and update dimension 1,000 by 562 like this. It'll say content saved, and then we can select yes and then go, and now you'll see that this actually slightly different. So right here, sometimes it won't make a huge difference. Sometimes it will make a significant difference where it just looks really weird and doesn't fit together. So that's where things like happens. If you wanted to resize images within the gallery section, so like this, you can also go over here to sizing and change the size using RAM. So if you wanted to make it even bigger than the box, that's how you would select it. RAM is a measurement used in web development that basically measures things in relativeness. So what it does is it measures how much RAM is relative to this screen. So it takes your size of the screen in account when building things like that. So that is what RAM does. If this is too small, then what I can do is select this, and go here. If I wanted to make this bigger, like 100%, you can make this bigger like this. But it all depends on what the actual size is. Usually if you drag it, this can make bigger, but it will only go so long before it starts doing weird things like that. So I would recommend you never to change something like this. Always use the size menu that's given here. So set the length right that, and if you want you can also set it to 100% like this. Set the height to auto, and you will see that now that has gotten bigger. So that's how you can make a small image much bigger, but that will sometimes reduce the quality of the image, especially if it's not in .png, which is a high quality image, but that will also slow down your site. So you want to be mindful about using really high quality images. But usually if you set this, if it's small images, if you set to auto, set the minimum width to 100% and then change the RAM, that should be able to make things much bigger. Okay, so that is how different galleries work. Next, I'll show you how to center an image. So if we go here, I'm going to select this image 3 times to show you the difference between these 3 images, and how you one of the setting that you can make that will really make a big difference. By the way, do remember you have to say what you can do, the alt attribute, to say to Google or any other search engine what this actually is, what this image is of. That's how the computer knows what we are trying to convey with this image. So you can see I have 3 images side to side. It looks fine. But if we go here, sometimes what will happen, it's not happening right now, but there will not be enough spaces in between there. So what you can do to counter that is actually do these 2 margins right here, and that will create bigger spaces between the last 2 edges. So that's what it does. It basically makes it stand out a little bit more, and usually it's the margin that you want to change, not the width. I'll show you what happens if I change the width. So this goes back, but when they get pushed over each other, it actually doesn't make a significant difference between the height. So that is one way to separate different boxes that you may have. The only problem, I'll show you what I meant about the dynamic pages earlier. So if we go to the published page right here, you can see if you click on this, nothing actually happens. These images aren't really interactive. In some websites, if you click on it, they get bigger. So just keep in mind about the sizes of different images you would like to have. Something like this might be too hard for someone to read or really understand. So usually when you put images here, they should be complementary to the big image, to the large images you have here, rather than something that is a standalone, because that just will not work with what you're trying to do, of course. um anyway, that is the section. You can also do a background as well. So if you wanted a background for your gallery and then put in different images here because you want it to look nice, then yeah, that's something that's up to you. And so I might have a picture of me there. Actually, the final thing I'll show you is how to center an image. So if we are right here, you can see it's not quite in the middle, it's taking up the space randomly. If we press container, so select the image, press container, and now you can press layout. I'll again show you this in more in depth in the editing section. If we go vertical, now it will take up the full screen. But if I just wanted it in the middle, then you would need to select that second layer and then this second layer. So now you can see it has centered nicely on the middle. And now I might want to put different pictures of me in, different poses or whatever if I wanted. That way, people know it's relevant. So people don't really need to see something like this if there's a big picture of me there already. Of course, this is just an example. For you, it might be different. And again, this is where you would put in spaces to separate these ones out. If I didn't cover any questions related to this, like always, make sure you leave a comment and I'll make an updated video or an add-on video to make sure I address that or answer the question, or send me an email. But that's about all you need to know about this section. Thanks for watching. I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye.